globe. Today, I'm travelling on Australia's oldest commuter ferry service. It's been running now for over 85 years using the same vessel that was built purposely for this journey. Welcome to Rheilffordd. This is the Bundeena Ferry. It is a beloved transport link connecting Sydney's beachside suburb of Cronulla to Bundeena, a small village within the Royal National Park. Plying the waterways of Port Hacking, this ferry route covers 4 kilometres or 2.1 nautical miles and has played a vital role in keeping Bundeena connected to the outside world. This is Australia's oldest continuously run public ferry service. Even more remarkable, this service continues to operate to this day with one of its original vessels, the MV Curranulla, that was purpose-built and commissioned to operate this very route. At the time of this documentary's production, the Curranulla celebrates over 85 years of continuous service as the Bundeena Ferry. The rich history of this service lays a foundation for its continued survival into our modern day. In the early 1900s, the Port Hacking River started being used more frequently by residents, picnickers and holidaymakers. Initially, private boats were chartered to take people across the river. As the need for regular service grew, the idea of a formal ferry service became established, and under the command of Captain Robert Ryle, the first Bundeena ferry service began in 1915. The ferry service played a crucial role in the development of Bundeena as a destination for holidaymakers, hikers, and later, permanent residents, a role which it continues to this present day. Bundeena's isolated geography has allowed the ferry to continue in its niche role, serving not only tourists and visitors, but a growing permanent population in the village of Bundeena. The MV Curranulla is the other half of the history of the Bundeena ferry service. Launched on the 12th of May 1939, the Curranulla is the longest continually operating public ferry vessel in Australia. The Curranulla was built by Morrison and Sinclair Shipyard in Balmain, in Sydney's Inner Harbour. It was commissioned by the then Bundeena and Port Hacking ferry service. The ferry was designed with durability and functionality in mind, using timbers that were common at the time. When the Curranulla was first launched, it was celebrated for its elegance and service capabilities, as well as its ability to navigate the sometimes rough waters of Port Hacking. The vessel measures 58 feet or 17.5 metres in length and is capable of carrying around 133 passengers with 2 crew.
Stop this. It's a 5LW Gardner, so it's a 5-cylinder diesel, but I do know it's an old tractor motor. It's very bulletproof. Yeah, I mean it does 14 hours a day, operating pretty much all day, every day, so it does a great job of what it's got to do.
Absolutely.
That's for sure.
Yep, no, fire up whenever you're
perfect.
ready.
The Curranulla, it handles quite well, but she is an old vessel. She's built in 1939. She's got a shallow draft, mostly to cope with the depth of water that we go over. And it handles quite well. It's not a modern boat, so in some situations you've got to be aware of that and make the proper choice of what you're going to do.
For locals, the ferry has been that vital link to the outside world, typically to connect with train services for their commute to work in the city of Sydney or elsewhere, to school, or for more daily errands like accessing the shops and other services, otherwise not existent in their village. The ferry takes 20 minutes, which on a good day is competitive to the drive between the same two locations that can take 40 minutes, or to the nearest suburb of Sutherland, where the road from Bundeena ends up, which takes almost 30 minutes. Today, the Curranulla is celebrated as a historical vessel. Having operated continuously since its launch, it holds a special place in Australian maritime history and remains a regular sight on the Cronulla to Bundeena route. The ferry has even survived uninvited interference from government bureaucrats who were blinded by the vessel's identity in this community.
But a report from pricing tribunal IPART disagrees, rejecting a 5% fare rise, saying, according to one submission, the current ferry was old and slow and that a newer boat and more regular services was required. The operation called inefficient. Their ferry is past its economic life.
The ferry has undergone numerous refurbishments to ensure it remains seaworthy and comfortable for passengers. Though many older ferries have been replaced with modern vessels, the Curranulla stands as a proud exception, continuing to operate with a vintage charm that attracts locals and tourists alike.
Oh, it's great. It's a beautiful environment to be in. Working on this old historic boat's great. You get to meet lots of characters coming through all the time, and the staff and the owner are just lovely. Really can't top it as a workplace.
Oh, it's great. Yeah. I go to and from work on it and shopping on the weekend. Yeah, it's convenient than driving a ride around, you know what I mean?
No, this is my second time. I'm a tourist from Ireland, and so I was on it the day before yesterday, so we decided we'd come back again because it's such a nice, easy trip, and it gets you onto this lovely beach here and lovely walks, so we've come back to do a little more walking today.
It's just a great service. We're
so used to it anyway after 60 years.
We
60
went,
years of travelling on.
Yes. Yeah, we used to go to high school at Cronulla and we always caught the ferry from Bundeena across.
The ferry runs daily, weather permitting. It is privately operated by the family-owned and run Cronulla and National Park Ferry Cruises Company. Being a privately operated service, Opal cards are not accepted on this service. Payment for tickets is by cash and card only. This ticket bag used by the deckhands must surely be as old as the Curranulla herself. If you find yourself in Sydney and want to experience a unique, cheap and easily accessible historic transport experience, come for a ride on the Curranulla, operating the Bundeena Ferry service. The wharf is a short walk from the nearby Cronulla railway station, and timetables and fare information can be found on the Cronulla Ferries website. Link is in the description. Additionally, one of the original vessels that once operated this ferry service, the original namesake MV Bundeena, is still in service in this present day, in its new life as a charter and leisure vessel on Sydney Harbour, owned by Captain Rob Gawthorne. Their website link is also in the description below on when you can come for a cruise on the beautiful Sydney Harbour aboard this historic vessel as well. Amongst the newly developed high-rises in Cronulla, and within a city that is rapidly modernising and growing, the Bundeena Ferry and the MV Curranulla represent a lasting connection to the past, offering a slower, more nostalgic mode of transport by providing a vital service to its small, close-knit community. If you're new here to Rheilffordd, welcome. On this channel, we love railways and we love every other form of transport that has a wonderful story of people and history. If you enjoyed watching this video, please support this channel by giving this video a like, as well as subscribing to Rheilffordd for more future videos on transport topics like this. Otherwise, check out our other videos we've made, such as looking at Australia's shortest public bus route, as well as our many railway heritage topics and events we've covered. Thank you and good day.